Hello, Guardians, and welcome to Destiny Reset Episode 104. This podcast is about anything and everything related to Destiny the game. If you love playing Destiny as much as we do, you're in the right place. This reset, the hype overflows as we prepare for the launch of the Destiny 2 beta. We take a closer look at the new Crucible and the Sentinel Titan, and we welcome back our friend KMagic101 to talk all about Disney, the business of content creation, and the magic of GuardianCon from a unique perspective. Hello, Guardians, and welcome. It's Arrow Knight and Cyborg Sasquatch. What's up, man?
Hey, how are you?
I'm great. I feel like I said man. I usually say dude at the beginning.
Hey, man.
I'm usually saying
dude.
one or
hey,
the
dude,
other.
Man.
Pretty often.
just don't call me Shirley.
Oh, he did it. He did it. How are you?
I'm good, man. Been a busy week, but I've had a fun week at the same time, so no complaints here. We're recording on a Thursday.
Mm-hmm. Our usual, not always.
Our new usual.
Yes.
Our new usual time of Thursday evening.
Mm-hmm.
What have you been up to? You been good, man?
Yeah, been doing good. Busy like you mentioned, but always fun to sit down and chat with you.
It's the hype building?
Yes, it's building. Dude, I watched the Crucible map today, and I'm like, it's just you think it would be like instant hype, but maybe we're already so hyped that it feels like it's just a subtle hype increase each time we see something. I don't know. I don't think it's possible to be any more hyped.
We're at a plateau. I don't know if we can be tremendously overhyped unless Bungie was like, we're putting the game out 2 months early now.
Yeah, I mean, I know I'm so, every time I watch Crucible gameplay, I'm so excited for 4v4. Like, that's where a lot of
you ready, man?
Dude, I'm so pumped.
It's good, man. I'm still on the fence about 4v4, so I'm glad you're excited.
Yeah, you were the sixes guy, so I get that. I get that. Okay,
really
all right.
Sixes a lot.
All right, we're already doing it. At least it's not a tangent. We're just jumping right into the
tangent.
Yeah. It's Destiny related.
Yeah, we got an announcement before we kick off the show, right?
Yes, we do. We have
Tell them what they win.
A couple things on the show this week. What is it, Cyborg? I mean, is it something they'll want? Maybe?
Couple codes, maybe?
Ooh.
For the beta of a game they may be interested in.
Mm-hmm. Friend of the show provided us some codes this week.
That's right, Mr. Cosmo. You may know him.
Dude, I love it. You were the source, the reason for the pregnant pause this week. I love it.
I had to do it for you. I know you love it.
Oh, yes.
We got some beta codes for Destiny 2. If you have not pre-ordered and you need a beta code, pay attention. We're going to drop 2 during this episode this week.
Randomly.
Yep.
Just random. We're just going to start spouting off the characters randomly.
We're going to have some, we have some other ones, but I think they will have been given away in other formats before this show releases.
We're like doing
Am I correct?
Talking in the past / future thing.
Yes. I'm in the future, but I'm in your past.
Oh man, mind trip.
Doc! All right. News.
A lot of news.
Good amount of news this week.
Whole month of July.
Let's first look at the TWAB. This week at Bungie, we're making final preparations for the Destiny 2 beta.
Man, so close.
Pretty much get ready, get hype. We've got some confirmation of what we're going to find, a little more detailed. We're going to have, of course, the new 3 subclasses, the Sentinel, Arcstrider, Dawnblade. What do you want to get your hands on first, man? What are you going to start with?
Well, after watching the Sentinel video, I'm instantly going to that. But I am really excited to try the Arcstrider too.
I am too, man.
Yeah, we played the Warlock, the new Warlock subclass, quite a bit at the reveal event. So yeah,
my Warlock brethren, forgive me. I am going to play Dawnblade. But I don't think that's where I'm going to start because I've already
You've been pretty hyped about that Titan, dude.
A little bit.
You've been talking about it.
I want to try that Sentinel, bro.
Mm-hmm. You got
like Captain America a lot.
Yeah, I was
man.
gonna say that was my next question. Are you Captain America fan?
I mean, my three favorite comic book characters growing up were Spider-Man, Iron Man, and Captain America. I grew up. Those are the three comics that I read and that I had, and then Batman right alongside them. But I didn't read as much Batman comics. I just liked the character. But I have a ton of those characters' comics from the 90s.
Well,
and
dude, I know we've touched on it a little bit, but I'm just now realizing how well we balance each other out in the superhero universe, because I would list 3 from the DC side.
Yeah, you're a big DC guy.
Yeah. So our extra show, whatever that will be, I mean, we'll balance each other out well.
We'll have it covered. That's good.
Very cool.
But yeah, so I think I'll probably start with a Striker Sentinel. I'm not 100% on that yet because I really do want to get my hands on Arc Strider as well. So we'll see.
I will say I'm a Captain America fan too. I mean,
Yeah.
who doesn't dabble in both sides of the universe, right?
Absolutely, man.
can't
There's room for us to love all of them.
Yes, I can't wait to play around with that Sentinel.
So moving on, they also confirm we'll be able to play the revamped Striker, Gunslinger, and Voidwalker.
Yeah, that's cool.
Voidwalker.
Yeah, I was gonna say you're probably, what are you gonna play, Voidwalker? Test that out and see the differences before you get on a Dawnblade.
Absolutely, dude.
Yep.
Can't wait because they showed off some Voidwalker gameplay with. They have a new reworked super. Their grenades are looking a little bit differently.
Dude, that Nova Bomb looked like it was in slow motion, though.
It is wacky. I'm gonna be honest. I'm a little aggravated that you couldn't like the one clip they have of them casting the Nova Bomb. You couldn't see the full view of what was going on,
Right.
because it kind of goes around the corner. I'm like, I want to see it up close.
And the grenade was kind of different.
There was some kind of grenade that was like bouncing like a wall. I don't know if that's like a revamp of like the scatter grenade.
Yeah. It was like
But cool, man.
little slivery mini explosions. I don't know. It was weird.
Void Boys. So that's happening. And today, being Thursday, we were pleasantly surprised by having the ability to preload the beta. And everybody's been watching the new intro, which is really cool looking with the 3
That
class
clean,
emblems.
crisp white screen.
Dude. God, I love the design team at Bungie. They just really tickle my fancy. I know that you love them as well.
Yes.
And then there's some new Destiny 2 soundtrack that we get to listen to. So we get to watch the intro until next week.
The hype. They know how to build the hype. The background on my phone is already, somebody posted in our Discord the images of each class.
Oh, I need to put that on my stuff. All my stuff.
Is already
Oh, man. I need to grab that. I need
black
to go
and
find
white.
it.
Very cool. Very cool.
Love it. So that's going down. They mentioned that there is already a feedback forum for the beta. So that, of course, I mean, this is obviously something that they're going to value very much because that's what the beta is for, is to test. So if you find a bug, anything crazy or weird, they've got a spot for game issues, and then there's a place for just general feedback on the Bungie.net forum. I would highly encourage people to take advantage of that.
Yes.
Because they are going to be paying attention to what people have to say about what they experience, and there is still time, for adjustments and tweaks and things until release. So,
I mean, they're nervous, like, man, we hope they like it, but it's almost a matter of like, of course we're gonna like it. They definitely want the feedback, like they want it to be the best it can be, when we get the full experience in our hands. So
yeah,
stress tests and all. So
can't wait, dude. So along with this, there was a big, I guess, blog post or guide from Destiny player support, the brave and intrepid Men
Your
behind,
favorite
men and
section
women
of the
behind the
TWAB.
scenes. Got to show them the love. Yep. So some tips to prepare for the beta, in case you have not figured this out by the time you listen to this show. Of course, we've already covered at length early access. Everybody by now should know, where and when things will take place. But if you're trying to retrieve your beta client download code, you want to sign into Bungie.net. There is a link, bungie.net/redeem. That's where you redeem the beta code itself. And then you go to your profile, look for your codes page, and there will be right at the top, under redeemed codes, a heading. It says Destiny 2 Beta. You choose the platform that you want, and then they give you a code that you put in your store for your console, that will then allow you to download that client.
There you
have
have
you done that yet?
Yes.
Okay, I have not. I haven't had the time to allocate the bandwidth, but I'm doing it this evening.
I did do it. I squeezed it in this evening, and I did that earlier today, the redeeming of my codes. And I put in 2, so I got one for each console, and then I'm like, surely I'll get my hands on one for the PC before.
Yeah, I'll probably just order it for PC and
same.
Get another one then.
Yep. That's how you do it. Very nice breakdown there, buddy.
There it is. Some things they noted that are known issues. You may experience network error codes. I think we're all used to that by now. Location names sometimes do not appear during Crucible gameplay. Sometimes you get kicked to orbit after witnessing a black screen when entering a countdown match. Players may sometimes be placed at the beginning of the inverted spire strike activity when joining in progress. That sounds like an old bug that used to be familiar.
Yeah.
Sandbox. Here's the biggest one. Sandbox balancing is still taking place. Some weapons or abilities may have higher or lower damage than intended.
That's a nice blanket sentence.
That means whatever conclusions you reach will be out the window by the time the game comes out.
Whichever gun you land on, or the entire community lands on.
And then finally, not all content has been localized in all languages. So if you're playing in Japan or Sweden or France, everything may not be in your preferred language, unfortunately, yet.
Dude, can we just take a moment and acknowledge the fact that we're reading known issues for Destiny 2? It's the beta, but I mean, that's exciting.
I mean, it feels like home again.
Yes. I mean, this is exciting, though. I mean, it
is exciting. It is upon us, bro.
Yeah, it's crazy.
It is just right there, man. I could just touch it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
All right, moving on. No Bungie Bounty this week. That's on a brief hiatus. We've got some, of course, movies of the week. Did you watch this Destiny 2 Strikes in a Nutshell?
I did not. I have not watched it yet.
The Jez, a pretty funny video. Worth checking out.
I will do it.
And that's all for the TWAB. Just getting us ready, man. That's all that has to be said.
Cosmo this week. Yeah.
Yeah. From Sir Cosmo, the great Sir Cosmo the First. Man, you want to tell us about some of this IGN first Destiny 2 coverage?
Yes. Dude, there's so much of it. Like, we plotted it on our podcast calendar.
Yeah.
In green.
Yeah.
So we would
got
know
its own item.
Which day was what.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay, so July 10th, we got a PvP reveal. And we got to see Endless Veil, some Sentinel gameplay,
Crucible map,
and some Warlock gameplay. Yes. What'd you think? What'd you think of the map?
Map looks cool, man. All the maps I've seen so far, they are definitely a little bit different than what we're used to.
I know. I'm trying to keep in mind that it's 4v4. Did you notice too, can you get heavy ammo right off the bat?
Yeah. I saw like one of those matches they loaded in and they pulled power ammo right off.
Yeah, thank you, power ammo.
That's okay, man. I think we're going to make that mistake plenty of times.
Right.
We'll get used to it.
Yep. Yeah, so I'm thinking to myself, what, really? And then I'm instantly analyzing, my thoughts, and I'm like, well, I guess it kind of makes sense. you know,
when only it's only going to be like a couple people get it at the beginning of the match.
Yeah, and it's not a lot, and it's not a rocket launcher necessarily. It could be a shotgun or a sniper rifle.
Could be any gun. So
yeah,
well, not any gun, but any of several.
Yes, they looked good though. That map looked good.
Yeah, it did. It did look fun.
Gameplay looked cool.
Got to see the Void Walker.
Dude, I instantly noticed we saw this at Dre at the reveal event, but the cooldown for grenades and supers, I am so thrilled. I know it's
up your alley.
An ability game. I love the abilities. I love the supers, but I am a fan of having to wait a little longer to be able to use them.
Yeah.
What do you think?
Well, I think I'm looking forward to the change. I'm embracing it wholeheartedly because I have no problem with, utilizing gun skill and positioning and maneuvering and getting better at that. I think it's going to be fun. They're not taking the uniqueness of Destiny out.
Yeah.
I think with everything, everything is just slowed down to a degree as far as those actionable moments, and I think it's going to push average players to be better. I think it's going to push beginning players to have better gun skill, to think more strategically, to work better on teams. I think overall it's a win for everybody.
Yeah, well said, dude.
We'll just have to learn to play in a little bit different way.
Yeah, I think it'll promote more strategy in what you do and what you do as a team. And I like I could even, we're going to wait longer for our supers. I mean, in that one video, I don't remember which of the two it was, but I mean, they were getting multi-kills and stuff. And that's super. I was like rewinding watching that super build, and it was not.
Yeah, it was like
building
4 minutes.
Yeah,
maybe,
yeah. So I mean,
on average,
it could. I mean, even make the super moments even that much more clutch and intense.
Oh, absolutely. So. And I think they are smart because while it's going to take longer to use your super, a lot more of the supers are roaming. So you don't have to stress as much. Like if you're a striker titan and you blow your super and you've worked so long for it. In Destiny 1, it's really disappointing to like miss your mark.
Right.
So now with a lot more roaming supers, it's not like going for broke when you pop it. Like you're going to have opportunities to take advantage of it. And I think that balances that out a little bit,
Definitely. Yeah. I played the striker once at the reveal event, and I just was not used to it. I couldn't get down the roaming part of it, so I cannot wait to be able to mess around with it.
It's fun. I think you're gonna like the new striker a lot.
Can't wait.
It was pretty fun. And the other thing that's worth mentioning too is like, I talk about, and a lot of people mention, Bungie especially mentions like they want you to have that 5 seconds or what have you of fun, or 30 seconds of fun, I think is what they call it. But with the way that grenades and melees and supers have been slowed down as far as their charge rates, you also have the opportunity now to use that special ability that can let you kind of make a big play, or if you're a Titan, throw up that shield and take that defensive maneuver and get a little bit of that hero moment or that fun moment. Like, you're a hunter and you were able to, dodge and outflank this guy and take him down, and you get that little bit of that fun moment that's kind of new while you're waiting on that super and that awesome moment to happen.
Yeah. It's, I mean, as much as we've analyzed Destiny, it's really cool to think about they've fit into a gun game feeling like a superhero. And I think in Destiny 2, at least the way it's looking right now, is that, we may have to wait a little longer, but it may make us feel even more like a superhero.
Yeah, I think so, man. Yeah. Like that payoff will be even better when you pull those off. So,
Yep.
Also, I think on that day we saw changes to control, right?
Yeah. Yep. We got to see. Yeah. There's quite a few. What do we got?
Yeah. So, you did a good job of breaking this down. Thank God, because there was a bunch. we know like A and C points are capped for your team at the start.
That's cool.
Super smart, because what's the point in having to cap it and sitting there when it's just going to happen anyways, right?
That was one of those things when they said it, I'm like, man,
that makes sense.
That makes sense. Yeah, exactly. Like, man, they are thinking this through. Yeah.
You don't have to neutralize the zone. And then this is a really big one. You don't have to have, so having multiple guardians in the zone does not make it cap any faster.
Yeah, that's cool.
That's really smart, because it allows the other players to stay in the game and not have to just all huddle in one spot. And also to do their job and like defend that area while you're trying to cap it if you're the capper, right?
Right. Yep.
So, you can have like a couple Titans throwing up a barrier and laying down fire while you're sitting there, in the back. Maybe you're a warlock and you throw down a healing puddle is the new term. Have you heard that?
No.
Oh my gosh. Everybody's calling it a warlock pee puddle.
I have not heard that.
I don't know why I'm bringing this up, because I'm just going to make it even more of a thing, but it's funny. Everybody's calling it a pee puddle.
I won't say I won't, but for right now, I'm not going to call it that.
But I mean, the point is, like, it opens up possibility for actual strategy, which is
I do
awesome.
love the way the warlock throws it down. It's really cool. The animation. Yeah.
We throw down.
I can't call it that. I'm sorry. I was specifically talking about that thing you just mentioned, but yes, you warlocks do throw it down. All right, dude.
And then tell us the new scoring. This is really cool.
You do this. I had to rewind like 3 times when I typed this. You tell me, because I want to make sure this makes sense to me.
As far as I know, this is how it works. So if you have one zone, you get 1 point per kill. If you have 2 zones, you get 2 points per kill. If you have 3 zones, you get 3 points per kill.
And it's called
a power play.
Cool. So it makes sense. It's an even ratio there, but if you get 3 zones, it's a power play, which it actually said it like, on the interface, right? I think at the top said power play. That's kind of cool.
Yeah, and it's kind of it reminds me kind of now of like a hybrid between control and zone control, a little bit, Yeah, a little bit of both. But I think it definitely makes the scoring more straightforward, and it rewards you in a more direct, linear way for controlling those zones, and it gives all those guys a reason who are like, let's cap all the zones. Yeah, now there's a reason to do it, right?
Yeah. Definitely. Dude, I feel like if we set aside weapon balancing, which I think we both agree looks like it's going to be pretty promising in Destiny 2, but with the way they're doing certain things, if you set that aside, what they're doing to the modes and just the interface and showing when people have supers and different things like that, I feel like it's going to be so fine-tuned. It's just going to flow so well. We, like you said, we still have to see what 4v4 feels like, because with all these changes, we're also only going to have 4v4. But this stuff, like seeing this stuff changed in Control, and it just makes sense. All of it makes sense, We'll see what happens when we actually jump in, but it feels
I'm a fan.
Like
I can't wait to play it this coming week.
Yeah, you're a big Control guy. So
yeah, I've always enjoyed Control.
Yeah. Very cool.
Well, so that was what we saw then, and then we had a couple other days we've seen this week of some other stuff. July 11th, there was a kind of a short video or vid doc about, it was titled Creating the Story of a Lightless World, in which they talked to 2 of the head writers, which I'm always excited to see the writers talk about story and talk about the game.
I tweeted out after I watched that I think it was Harris and Ward were their names. I'm like, can we please get more of them? Like, I could listen to that for like an hour.
Well, and they definitely, following the vein of what has been talked about so far, they're pushing this narrative that like they are ready to tell more stories. They're pointed out like they're going to be talking about the Traveler. Like they acknowledge like that was kind of ignored after the vanilla storyline. And they have created a world where the pace is going to be breakneck. They've got a lot of story to tell. And so for me and for fans of the story, fans of the lore,
definitely.
Yeah, I'm super excited by what I heard in that video.
Yeah, I love it, dude. I can't wait. I still haven't gotten into the Grimoire cards as much as I want to, but to know that we're getting that, yeah, it's like just up close and personal. It's going to be cool.
Yeah, absolutely, dude.
Yep.
All right. And then we had a video even more in depth about the Sentinel Titan, right?
Yeah, dude. And this video in particular, we got on the 12th. It made you realize how diverse, I guess, this subclass seems like it's going to be. Like, as far as role, if you will, between popping the bubble, the shoulder charging shield, and the way it looks when you throw that shield. And then they also said with the bubble, they wanted players to not just be setting in it, wondering how long they were protected. So now it like actually deteriorates.
Yeah, there's a visual
apart. Yeah, it's so
indication.
Cool.
Yeah,
I mean, because it immediately made me think like, how many times have you been sitting in somebody's bubble and you're like, how much longer do I have? How much?
Yeah,
do you think it's close? How much longer do I have?
I've been like, how much longer is this thing gonna last? Do you think? Like,
yeah,
is this a good place to be right now?
So that's really cool. Actually, it's funny though. They cut to a scene of Guardians in a bubble when they were talking about that, but the bubble wasn't showing any deterioration. So
I know. I was like waiting for them to show, and then they're talking about it, but it just wasn't the right cut to demonstrate that. That's okay, but
we'll see it.
I think it's super important, and it's awesome that they're working across the board to communicate in a more direct way the information you need to know as a player, in visual ways, and like, without having to guess or to dig into something. Like, you can see visually, like even the stuff with the Crucible HUD and those changes. I like that concept that they're improving.
Definitely. I agree.
Today we saw another new Crucible map called Vostok, which is located over at the old Iron Temple.
That's cool.
On the other side, where you typically see Aphrodite when she comes in for Iron Banner in D1. That whole area there is a map now. Pretty cool to revisit that space. What did you think of the video?
I thought it was it was like, what? I actually saw it in Twitter feeds before I actually watched the video. Yeah. And then I knew what I was getting when I pressed play, but I'm like, this is actually cool. I like that we're revisiting somewhere we're familiar with in a different way. They did say, Destin asked in the video if there would be any others like that, like revisiting locations, and he said no. So
okay.
I guess we'll go with that.
I like seeing these social spaces in first person.
Yeah.
It's really cool.
That's a good point.
Like the Homecoming mission, seeing the tower in first person was really fun for me.
Yeah.
But can you believe people are already like throwing shade and they're like, "Oh, recycling content, great job, Bungie." Like, dude, they have to completely make all the assets.
Yeah.
Come on.
Yep.
Whatever.
Just be excited. It's like, I was thinking about that this week. Like, our show is going to sound like Excited Hype Central for a little bit, but don't think, Cyborg and I will analyze and constructively critique. But we are definitely in hype zone right now. We do try to temper that. We try to temper that, but
we're excited. I mean, we're obviously
letting
fans
ourselves
of the game.
be excited. Yes.
Yeah. We'll analyze what needs to be analyzed, but we've talked about this before, but our philosophy going into this new title is that it's not very fair to our listeners, and it's not very fair to the developer to be overly critical at this stage of the development of the game. I mean, we can definitely observe things and say, I hope that they do this, or I like that they're doing that, but like nothing's set in stone. So
right. And you know, I mean, some pretty general things we could have some feedback about, of course, with the beta. But at least up until Tuesday, we're gonna let ourselves be excited about everything.
It's a lot easier to be excited and point out the things that we really like, because those are typically things that we like, that we know are going to stick around.
Right.
Like, you know, design philosophy or the way this thing looks or whatever. Until the game comes out, we can't like pick apart systems and
talk about
put a critical eye to stuff, you know?
Things like that. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. So
all right, well, I think that's all the news, right?
Keep it coming. Yeah. There's something... I mean, there's hardly any breaks in the stuff. I mean, there's something almost every day for at least the next week.
I think
on 2 weeks.
Friday the 14th, they've got a doc about sound.
Can't wait for that.
And I think that might be it until this episode drops. And we'll have some more stuff the following week when the beta's live.
Definitely. Yep.
And next week, we'll be talking about the beta.
Content. Oh, yes. Yes.
And everybody at home will have played all the same things we played finally. And who knows, there might be changes to that stuff, you know?
Yeah. Definitely tweet at us at Destiny Reset. Let us know what you think, since you guys are going to be playing it. Definitely. Cyborg, I've got some random characters here. I don't know really what to do with them.
Just read them off.
JGR9JGXTJ.
That's a mouthful. I don't know what that means, but
I don't know. It's in our show notes. Not sure.
Cool.
Not sure who put them there.
All right, now I want to bring on our very special guest. He is here with us again, returning after about 40-ish episodes. Kevin, a.k.a. KMagic101, welcome to the show, man. How are you?
Good. How are you guys doing?
Good, man.
Still trying to catch up from sleep from Guardian Con, personally.
Yeah, me too.
When I got there, later in the day that Cyborg got there, he was looking pretty toasted.
That was a zombie.
Guardian Con is about community and charity and doing great things and hangovers as well.
Yeah.
We were disciplined. We went to bed pretty well. We worked and stayed up a little too late working both nights, and then the final night after our live show, we did a little bit more.
Yeah, we did it big that night. We said, all right, we'll be good until this show is in the can. Good. The show is in the can, we can relax and do whatever the heck we want.
That's what I like to hear.
Yeah.
Yep.
We were good little boys.
Glad to have you back on the show.
Well, if you've never heard of Kevin or KMagic101, we want to tell you a little bit about him. So tell us about yourself, just generally, ma'am. Who are you? What do you do?
My name is Kevin. I am no, that's not the right one.
Hi, Kevin.
By the way, Arrow, it's so good to actually have you on the show this time.
Right,
it was just me and Cyborg last time.
I know. Last time I totally missed you. He did that segment, and I was like, this time we've got to chat. We did get to talk at Guardian Con. I was pretty happy about that, but I'm thrilled to be able to chat with you for a little while here.
Yeah, me too. I get the full DRP, the full derp experience, which is great.
The full experience.
But yeah, I'm Kevin. I am the event director for Guardian Con, co-owner of Rare Drop, which we'll talk about later. I am a partnered streamer on Twitch, a father, a husband, and catching up on sleep, man, almost there. But no, that's pretty much me in a nutshell, and I love what I do every day. I'm blessed to be in the position that I am with all these awesome things that I'm working on.
I heard you're a really, really big Disney fan. Is that true?
It
says his Twitter avatar.
It's pretty bad. My before we moved to Tampa, when we'd visit my wife's family here, I would be like, well, we got to go to Disney. We're in Florida and we're only an hour away. She'd be like, again? Now we're annual pass holders, and every time we plan to do something, it always comes back to, well, we could just go to Disney and stay at one of the kick-ass hotels. So
why leave Florida when you're like less than an hour from Disney World, right?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, you can just go to Epcot and walk around the world and have a few drinks and
there you
go to Magic Kingdom and experience Fairy Tale Land. Animal Kingdom's got the zoo. You got water parks downtown Disney. It's great. It's great.
I guess we have to branch off now from our show note questions and ask like why you are what's the obsession with that? How did that happen?
I'm just happy when I'm there. It really feels like the happiest place
Sounds
on
like
earth.
They need to get you for a commercial, man.
Like I want something that's like, now the Guardian Con's over. What are you gonna do? I'm going to Disney World.
That's a great line, though. I'm just happy when I'm there.
Yeah, it really am. We stayed at Wilderness Lodge. That was our post Guardian Con vacation. And for those that don't know, it's themed like Alaska or Canada, and
that's
everything's
cool.
like wood and like totems and all this cool stuff. And they just built this new bar and pool, and it's just so quiet and relaxing. And I don't really do the parks. We stay at the hotels and hang out at the resorts. We do a little bit of the parks.
I've heard the resorts are really nice there.
They're really, really nice. And they're a little on the expensive side unless you can catch a deal. But living here, too, you get a discount for being a Florida resident. You get a discount for being an annual pass holder. So they really know how to trap you. It's pretty amazing.
We were, I had told Arrow, like, as soon as I got back from Tampa last year, I was like, dude, next year we need to bring our families down, and when it's over, we'll all go to Disney World together.
I remember that.
And you were like, man, that's a cool idea. And what happened is we both got our wives pregnant within months.
A couple years from now.
Yeah, so he had a baby like, 2 months ago, or 3 months ago now, I guess, right?
Mm-hmm.
And mine's almost 2 months now, so that was thrown out pretty quick, but there's next year.
Next year for sure. Just don't do the pregnant thing again before you go to Disney.
Right. That's definitely not in the cards or the plans this year.
But yeah, no, you got to come next year. It's actually a lot of fun because you see a lot of the Guardian Con people walking around and you just bump into them. So I always try and wear like one of my Guardian Con shirts, one of the new ones, so people can identify like, oh, that's a Guardian Con person.
Yeah, no doubt.
For next year, this was my idea, so I'm taking it and branding it and making my own, but we're going to make my subs, we call them the Magic Kingdom, because KMagic101 and my Disney obsession. And we're going to make, what was it? KMagic Kingdom Family Vacation 2018 shirts
for
next year's Disney trip. So that's the plan.
That'll be a good shirt.
Yes.
Selling it out. So good, so good. Okay, all right. How about, where did your gaming career start? Tell us about that.
I mean, I played games my whole life. Sega Master System, Commodore 64, Nintendo Entertainment System, you name it.
There's our classic, shows your age depending on which one you say.
Yep. Sega Master System, everyone goes, wait, Genesis? No, Master System, the one before that no one knew about. I still have one in my garage, but it's
we're not too far off, man. We're regular Nintendo, Super Nintendo, so
yeah, we're a few years apart, but not too far. But yeah, that's where I got my start, and it was always a hobby. And then when I discovered this Twitch thing, I was like, oh, I can make money doing it. But then I realized, not really, kind of.
If you're lucky, right?
But like I said before, I've been blessed to be put in the position where I can do ancillary things to it that support Twitch and the viewers and the community and stuff. So that's really what I enjoy doing. But I mean, I miss couch co-op and pizza party at an arcade and stuff like that. I feel like my daughter and my son are not going to get to experience those awesome things because like my daughter plays Destiny and she plays online with her grandfather, or she plays she'll play with one of my buddies while we in a group together. And it's just not the same thing as sitting on a couch next to somebody with a controller and playing with them. That's really something I miss, and I think it's a lot of fun.
GoldenEye.
Yeah, it's kind of sad that they just don't make very many games with co-op modes anymore.
Old couch co-op.
And before Destiny, that's what me and one of my best buddies, we would look for any co-op game that we could sit down on the couch, pop a beer, and like play through a Friday night.
For hours, man.
Yeah.
Didn't they kill split screen? And I haven't played Halo 5 yet. I'm doing a full series playthrough on Twitch now, but didn't they kill split screen in Halo 5?
I think they did.
Yeah, like that if that's not Halo was one of the ultimate couch co-op games. So for them to do that is a huge statement.
Pretty big deal. Yeah. So, well, speaking of Halo and Bungie, what how did you get your start into Destiny? Were you a Halo player prior to Destiny coming out?
No, actually, the funny thing with this Halo series playthrough, so going into Destiny 2, I made this decision. I had to finish The Witcher. The Witcher was like the monkey on my back that I had to finish.
Yeah.
Because I was playing it like in between Destiny releases, and it was kind of the side game. So then I just decided I'm going to grind it out. And for the past like month, I just finished every DLC and finished the game.
Oh, wow.
So I was like, what do I do now before beta and Destiny 2? So I had Halo 5 sitting there. Master Chief Collection came with my Xbox. So I said, I'm going to do a full Halo series playthrough. I've only played Combat Evolved 2 and ODST. So I've never played any of the other Halo games. And my community responded insanely positive to this. They were like, yeah, it's going to be awesome. And I feel like the correlation leading up to Destiny 2 with Halo basically being Destiny's, dad for all intents and purposes. It just made sense going into it. So excited to do that. Where are you at
right now on the playthrough? What game are you on?
So I'm doing it in chronological order, not game order. And I started with Combat Evolved, and they yelled at me. They were like, Reach comes first. Why didn't you play Reach? So I finished Combat Evolved, which I played. So I started Reach. Reach is a beautiful, beautiful game. Even on a port from 360, it is a beautiful game. I'm thoroughly enjoying it.
Multiplayer and Reach.
We're
the things they did in that game.
We're doing 4-player co-op with people in chat. So if anybody out there wants to join me for any of these Halo games, I'm playing with viewers and I'm having a ball. But we're just talking about Halo lore and having a good time. It's been freaking awesome. I've really been enjoying it. So Halo 2 is next after this.
Reach is really cool, man, because when they were developing Reach is when they broke off a team and started conceptualizing Destiny.
Yep.
And they implemented things into like ODST and Reach that were kind of test proof of concepts for things that they would want to do in a future game and what Destiny was becoming. So you'll see things like, how they added the abilities and all that different stuff.
Yep.
You can see where the seeds were planted. If you go back.
Reach feels like a pre-alpha build of Destiny to me. It really
I haven't
does.
gone back to play it.
It feels
probably in years, but
feels like a developer pre-alpha build of Destiny to me.
Nice.
But as far as me getting involved with Destiny, I have my podcast, Worst Radio Show, which we started streaming on Twitch, and we kind of fell into the Destiny community because we were all very into the game. When I first played the alpha, I hated it, and then I played the beta with my buddy one night, my co-host Robbie on Worst Radio Show, and I was like, I love this game with my friends. It's a different game when you play with people than when you play by yourself. So we just kind of fell into it, and then I met Goth and at Disney, and and then I met Probro, and it's kind of like here I am. It's been a wild ride from start to finish.
Yeah,
nice. I gotta ask. I just tweeted out a bunch of my games in my backlog, and like several people tweeted me back and said Witcher 3 was amazing. What did you think playing it?
It absolutely deserved to be Game of the Year in 2015. It's one of the most beautiful games I've ever played. It's one of the most in-depth games I've ever played. The first DLC is really good. The second DLC is like Witcher 4, basically.
Oh, wow.
Takes that long to beat it.
Yeah.
But I would wait till there's a lull in Destiny content to even start it, because it eats away at you when you're not playing it. Like, oh man, I gotta finish this damn game. I gotta know what happens. The story is spectacular. So
I'm about probably 15 hours into it, and because of Destiny, gladly because of Destiny. That's why there's so many games in my backlog. Cyborg and I talk about it all the time. Games are just too big. They're just too big now. You can't squeeze them in between something like Destiny content and stuff.
It's hard, man. It's hard to finish anything these days. You know, it's like I've got probably 4 or 5 games that I've been playing all year. Just haven't finished any of them. I'm trying my best, but it's like you'll play Destiny hardcore for a while. There's stuff to do, and then you get to where there's a little bit of a lull. You feel like you can take a break, and then then I go to like a different game that I'm in the middle of. Like, I want to play this, but then there's like 3 other ones that you still have to come back and play. I'm determined to clear that out before September.
Good luck.
Yeah, I know.
I have I do this thing on my channel called Finish the Damn Game. And it's basically games I started that I never finished, or play the damn game. It was something else that, like, and that would be Halos 3, 4, and 5 for me. Yeah. But I know I'm not going to finish them before Destiny 2, so I'm just kind of adding it as a feature on my channel. And I think people really like seeing me, or anybody, it's not just me. I think people like seeing you experience something they experienced. They want to see you experience it for the first time. So I think there's value in that if you're a caster or a YouTuber, and people love to see your reactions. People love to see your playthroughs, especially in those Telltale games. They love to see what you did and how it differed from them and how it put them off on a whole other path from you. It's cool.
I jumped in your stream the other night watching you play PUBG, and I saw your buddy. You're spectating him. He got stuck in that room.
Yep.
That was so funny, dude. Like it closed off the room. He couldn't even get out the door. It was gonna just melt his health.
Yep.
That was too funny.
Funny. That was right at that was a good match. We got to the end on that match. And
yeah, you did.
Just couldn't finish.
Okay, all right. Usual question. Favorite class and weapon in Destiny 1, and we've got to expand this and ask which class you're most excited about for Destiny 2. 3-parter.
Sure. I'm going to make it a 4-parter. When it comes to PvE, I am a Titan through and through, and PvE is where I primarily play.
A Titan on the show, finally.
You win, man. You finally got one.
Cyborg brings so many warlocks. I love the warlocks and the hunters, but thank you for being a Titan.
No, I am a Titan man through and through when it comes to PvE. When it comes to PvP, I am a shade stepping jerk.
Oh, that works, man. My hunter calls for me too. Yep.
So warlock is my least favorite. The jump alone makes me want to like kick a puppy, so it's just not something I can do.
Completely understandable. I have the same reservations.
As far as weapon goes, I said this in my whatchamacallit from Bungie
community feature.
Yeah, that thing.
Spotlight thingy.
Genesis Chain has been so kind to me across the board ever since I got it in the raid, and it's really been
Very
like,
nice.
If I'm frustrated and I'm trying out new weapons and playing with new stuff, it's like I'm just going to use Genesis Chain because it's there and it's awesome.
That's
so
really cool.
Yeah, Genesis Chain had kind of a late revival with everybody. Some people picked up on it quick, but I think it was Mercules or somebody who was preaching its qualities, and people started using it. Now you just see it everywhere. Everybody rocking it. It's a good gun.
Yeah, I love it. It feels right in both PvE and PvP. No matter what class I'm playing, it just feels like the right gun to use. But I like messing around and doing weird builds, and that's where I get my value from in the game. Is just screwing around, trying different guns, trying different perks, and seeing what is comfortable for me and what because there's stuff out there that Arrow might like that I'm not into, and that's what makes the game great. So
For sure.
And then as far as Destiny 2 goes, I can't wait to be Captain America. I'm very excited about that.
After that video yesterday
man,
from IGN, right?
Looks awesome.
Dude, I was skeptical about it. Like a shield just isn't like one of my go-to thoughts of like being super powerful, but then after they showed you throwing it and still being able to pop a bubble and doing like a shoulder charge shield to the face, like I'm completely sold.
It's like the ultimate offensive defensive weapon. It's just wonderful.
I can't wait.
Definitely gonna fulfill that Captain America fantasy.
I can't wait.
Be shield bros.
It's like I have the Captain America power fantasy, and then I have the Iron Man power fantasy, which Anthem is hopefully going to fill that void in my soul. That's the first thing I thought. I mean, I'm watching this this trailer or whatever at E3, and the dude jumps in the exosuit and like takes off flying, and I'm like, Iron Man. Can't wait. For that reason, I will play that game. I don't care if it sucks or not, you know.
I reserve all judgment on that till I get it in my hands and I can try it. Division taught me that lesson.
Let me ask you, because you were talking about how much you enjoy different builds and playing with different builds in Destiny. With what we've seen thus far in Destiny 2 and how they've kind of simplified things and stripped things down, how do you feel about that?
I need to play it before. You guys have played the beta. I haven't played the beta.
Yeah.
I need to touch it. That's how I am with games, and I feel like people have jumped to conclusions because they saw someone else do it. I need to hold it, feel it, touch it. And
come on, Kevin, jump to some conclusions for me, man.
No, I
get a rise out of you.
I'm old and bitter and
strong.
Yeah, like I've been burned by too many games, and I've been surprised by too many games. So I need to like, I will have an opinion for you by the end of next week. That's
fair.
How I feel.
That's fair. I'll come back and check.
Coming
with
back
you.
on the show.
See you in 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, all right. Big question here that people need to know. This is.
That's what I was laughing at because I see it in the show.
The end all be all. Does pineapple belong on pizza?
Absolutely not.
All right.
My man.
Like,
You definitely, 2 weeks. We'll see you in 2 weeks, man. You're
Like,
welcome back on.
fruit on pizza? Are you crazy?
So we had to eat some at Guardian Con.
Yes. Yep.
Because I foolishly committed to us doing that if our community supported a certain goal in raising money to help somebody get there. And I was like, oh, if y'all could do this, throw this in as an incentive. Well, I'll eat some pineapple pizza and people will love it because they know I hate it. And Arrow was a true gentleman and scholar, and in solidarity agreed to do it along with me. So they like put us in the living room of the Derp House and like bought nice pineapple pizza and all stood in a circle while we choked it down.
There's plenty of still shots of our faces, and I think it's clipped and documented on Twitch.
So
if you're interested at all.
So gross. Yeah, if you want to see some,
send me that. Like, DM me that link. I do want to see that.
all right.
Oh, man. I don't know if you do.
I want to. I need to see that. I need to
All
see
right.
that.
We'll get you some clips.
For the charity stream, my 30K goal was that I would eat pineapple pizza with a knife and a fork live on stream.
Oh, I saw that.
And then
Nice.
my 25K goal was I was going to get a St. Jude themed tattoo, and the people that don't know me were like, "How shouldn't those be reversed?"
Right.
And then the people that do know me were like, "How could you? You're going to do the pizza thing? That's absolutely horrible." Oh yeah, the tattoo's fine, but the pizza thing, don't do that to yourself.
Yeah. The St. Jude tattoo I could live with, but ugh.
I have them already. It's just adding to the collection, and it'd be a fun memory of all the awesome stuff that went down.
Absolutely.
Okay, all right. Since you were last on, you formed Rare Drop. Can you
Yep.
tell us about that?
Rare Drop is myself, King Gathalion, and Professor Broman founded it. We are the owners. We originally created it because when we after last year, when we raised the money for St. Jude, they came to us and they said, we want to work with you in the future for future Guardian Con events. And we were like, cool. They said, you do have to be a company or an entity for us to do that, though. We can't just work with 3 random dudes from the internet. So
Who'd have thought?
we decided to form Rare Drop. And then as we were talking, we were like, hey, we can do other stuff with this. It doesn't just have to be Guardian Con. So, everything from our discussions to opening a bar down here in Tampa with a gaming theme to doing live podcasts and a podcast network to getting involved with music and branded apparel is another big thing that we're pushing for now. We just are testing the water and seeing what we can do with Rare Drop and what its actual potential is. So
Very cool.
Yeah, it's cool. It's an idea. It's seeing what works because the industry and the landscape is constantly changing. So, people are like, oh, you could be the next Rooster Teeth. I think things have changed since Rooster Teeth started. We could be like Rooster Teeth, but I don't think we're the next Rooster Teeth. I just think we're
We don't ever want to be the next anything, right? You want to be your own.
Right. So I'm with you on that 100%.
Yeah.
Well, that's cool, man. I get to spy on you guys' venture, and I'm always interested on what you're dreaming up next. So obviously, Guardian Con has been a huge benefit of that idea, and we've all enjoyed it personally. So we're happy to see you guys' success there.
Even I enjoyed it this year.
Look, surprise, surprise.
I was gonna say, yeah. I mean, we ran into you many times, and for all you had going on, you were pretty chill. In control.
It was a much different scenario this year than it was the previous year, but that's later in the show notes, guys.
Yeah, we're gonna get into Guardian Con and stuff in a minute here.
Oh. All right. This is our calling card of a segment. Guests go first. Kevin, how was your reset?
They're non-existent because Halo is consuming my life right now.
That's okay. It could be other games.
It's still part of your reset.
Yes. My reset has been Halo. Like I said, I finished Combat Evolved, going on to Reach. I think I have like 3 more levels of Reach. I kind of don't want it to end because, like I said, it's a beautiful game and I'm thoroughly enjoying it. Halo 2 is a good game too, so that's where I go next. But I've heard 4 and 5, it starts to tail off, and it's not necessarily that they're bad games. It's just that in comparison of what Bungie was doing with the series to what Microsoft did was 2 completely different directions and not the same feeling whatsoever. So I feel like I might get depressed by the end of my Halo playthrough, but yeah.
I still haven't played 5. I did 4. It definitely felt a lot different, both in the story beats and the way that it played. But I still got to pick up 5 and play it.
Well,
I don't know that I ever beat 4. I think I'm even further behind than you.
Yeah. If you decide to, you can hop in a co-op with me on 5 when I'm doing my playthrough of it.
I'll do it, man. When you're getting close, hit me up. I'll go pick it up.
I'd say like a week or 2. I'll be through 5 because the story modes in those are super quick. They're
they're not long.
10 levels, which usually equates to like 10-12 hours tops.
Right.
So they're pretty fast games as far as the story goes.
I'm down, man. Hit us up.
For sure.
Cool. Arrow, how was your reset, man? What have you been up to?
I fit in some elimination.
Remember
I messaged you and I'm like, I think I'm gonna play some PUBG, and then I had to turn on my PlayStation for something. I don't remember what. I was testing my stream settings, and it was kicked on. I had it on my monitor, and I'm like,
let me just hop into a quick round of Elim.
Yeah, so I played 5-6 matches, but I don't know what it is with Casual Crucible right now, but I'm feeling it. Casual Crucible is great. Usually elimination throughout the week was sweaty, even low pop or high population, but I'm having a good time in there playing solo right now. It's Trials last weekend that I already talked about was a bit rough, but anyways, elimination, that's what I fit in. I actually started, we were talking earlier, Kevin, I decided after tweeting out my backlog, I decided I wanted a linear experience. I mentioned last week, so I started Uncharted 4 because I haven't beaten that yet. I've beaten all the other ones, and I'm not any further than I was last week, so I've got to make some time for that this week. I got to make some time. I got to make time for the beta launches.
Well, right? 100%. Even I'm like, Halo goes on pause for a week, guys.
Exactly.
So. Oh yeah.
Yep. What about you, Cyborg? What have you been playing?
So let me think. Since we recorded last, I think Monday night I played some PUBG for the first time.
Dude, I'm so excited.
Which we talked about this a little via text, but so Kevin, I just built a PC. I
heard on the last episode.
Yeah, I ordered all my stuff and it all came in the day before I had to leave for Guardian Con. So as soon as I got back, I was so excited. I built my rig and I finally got everything situated, got all of it set up. And I'm talking to Blue Ranger Monday night. We're kind of shooting the stuff and working it. He's helping me with some things with the computer, blah blah. And he's like, "All right, man, it's time to play PUBG." And I'm like, "Okay, all right, we can. That could be a thing." So we get on. I'm hooked, bro. Every night,
dude,
I'm like,
I did not know if you were gonna
PUBG.
like it. I'm so glad you like it.
It was fun. Yeah. I think. I think if I started out sucking really bad, I might not have been into it too much. But because I was playing with somebody that kind of showed me the ropes really quick, I was able to get into the action a little faster. Yeah. And my first match, I'm like, we dropped down in this little, I don't know all the names of the areas yet, but it's like a small strip on the left side of the map with like a bunch of houses. And so we go through and we loot all the houses, and I go into a house with him, and he's like going through a hallway, and I'm like behind him, just kind of standing there. We're just hanging out. And I turn and I look at the doorway we just came in from outside, and there's a person standing there, and you hear whoop, and it's like, you just got blah blah with a crossbolt. And I'm like, oh no, that's not you. I'm like, turn around, dude. So the dude blew me away, and then Blue got him. So I was basically his cannon fodder. So I lasted all of like 3 minutes first game. But the second and third games, we made it pretty far, and I got like 3 or 4 kills. And once that happened, like, I was hooked. That was it. So I had a ton of fun.
It's so fun.
I'm looking forward to playing that some more. Absolutely. It's over the summer.
Man, we go like whole games. I'm kind of the noob too in my group. My cousin and some buddies have been playing it for a while, and I'll go. We're so slow paced. We love that gameplay. We'll go almost like the whole game without seeing anybody, and we're totally fine with it, because when we have that 1 or 2 moment engagement, it's
get
so
that
worth
adrenaline
it,
rush.
Yeah, it's so worth it.
So you guys are kind of like doing the slow stalking. Like,
yeah, only firing if we know we can get the shot. Letting them go by.
I would much rather just run into the fray and just get into a wildfire fight. Like,
that's funny.
Kevin, you do some PUBG, right?
I played for the first time the other night. I am not. It's not for me.
Okay.
Is that when I was watching on that stream? Was your first time? Okay.
That was my first time. It's not for me. It's not something that I.
Not going to be your gig.
But I really love arguing with Blue Ranger about it, to the point where I will press his buttons on purpose, because it's so much fun to just be like, oh well. My big joke with him is like, but they didn't finish the game, Blue. It's still, and he's like, it's closer to being finished than any other.
I was gonna say, I haven't seen him play it yet. I want to watch him play.
But it's not finished. But he gets so mad at me. It's so much fun. I love it.
I'd love to be party to that. Well, so that's what I did Monday night, and then Tuesday I kicked off my first stream of 2017.
Congrats.
Went quite well, sir.
Which I think went fine. Thank you for everybody that come in and hung out, and I got some raids and some hosts, and everybody was really kind and had a good time. I said goodbye to my ugly warlock, and we did a dance party with his ugly self, and I took 45 minutes to get all the stuff off of him, and people were really patient while that was
I know.
on.
I dropped in and out a few times doing stuff around the house, and I dropped back in, and you were still in the tower.
Because I had to delete, like...
You had to be careful, man.
I had to delete probably like 45 items, I think, to make room.
I couldn't do it just for that reason.
Well,
I have no room.
It was a lot easier because it's just getting that much closer to Destiny 2, and it just doesn't matter anymore.
Yeah,
like the stuff is just stuff now. Like, there's nobody to show it off to. There's no point in really treasuring it that much. I mean, there's some stuff I won't delete, but I cleaned out a lot of stuff. So I did that. We created the hunter. I made him have some nice pink lipstick because I decided he's a cross-dresser, and we did a few missions.
So he's awoken.
He's no, he's human actually.
Oh wow! Sorry, shocked.
Yeah, I have one of each now. So I got a awoken exo, and I've got my human hunter. So that's what I did Tuesday night, and that's all I've been able to play this week. But I had a really good time doing that and streaming, and it's a good time. I'll be back on live a lot more. I know people have been asking, are you going to be streaming a lot now? At least twice a week. So
they're gonna annoy you to go full time. That's what's gonna happen. Abandon everything else you do in your life, and
gonna have to disappoint a lot of people if that's the case.
We're hoping between the two of us, they can see more regular derp host streaming, but we don't even know for sure.
Yeah.
It's flattering because they want to see you, so it's cool. But it's like, guys, I can't. I got mouths to feed.
Exactly. If I didn't have kids and I wasn't married, I'd probably would stream every single day or night. I mean, that I would.
You'd be playing video games anyways, right?
Yeah.
So
If this was a thing when I was single, like, my life probably would have went a lot differently, I think.
I say the same thing all the time.
Like, my kidneys would be in much better shape, but.
Oh, would they though?
Would they though?
Because you'd probably just be doing it in front of the stream.
Exactly.
It's like you said earlier. It's couch co-op days versus
I know
not so much anymore, right?
Well, it's funny that there was a proof of concept that happened that I didn't even realize when I was a single guy and I had a roommate living with me for a while, and this is after Skyrim came out, and one day he came in at night and it was like 8 or 9 o'clock and I'm sitting there playing Skyrim, and he like pours himself a drink and we're just kind of talking, and 2 hours later I realized like he's sat there for 2 hours watching me play this game, just asking me questions, and I'm like, how can you do this? He's like, I don't know, it's just kind of fun to watch and talk to you while you play. I'm like, do you want to play something? He's like, no, I just like watching it. And it became like a 3 or 4 time a week thing. Like, he'd be like, don't start till I get home. Like, yeah, I want to see you kill the dragon. And little did I know, like, that was going to become, that interaction was going to become a huge thing across the world.
Man, you could have been a pioneer.
Could have, man, but I was definitely not smart enough to figure it out.
He was too into Skyrim. It was all Skyrim.
It was just because of Skyrim. Yeah, and because of my ADHD roommate, pretty much. So, anyways, so that was my reset, guys. I guess now that
I think we're all just kind of hanging out, waiting for the beta, right?
Dude. All right, well, let's real quick. Can we get some hype? The beta is about to happen, guys.
Dude, I installed it as soon as I got home today, just so I could load up that menu
There
screen.
are crazy people sitting in the Destiny 2 directory on Twitch with the title screen.
Oh my gosh, dude!
In the background, just talking to chat.
Dude, I said in our Discord today that somebody, Yapel, posted an image of that. And
yeah.
I said, man, are they not the masters of hype or what? We're sitting there watching the title screen just to listen to the music for hours.
Yep.
They know exactly what they're doing.
I'm just like, I love the game. It changed my life, but I see that and I'm like, dear God, you could be doing so many other things right now.
I mean, it all comes down to people have free time. They're going to spend it doing something. And the way I see it is like video games don't take up more of people's time. It just takes time away from the other stuff they did before they played video games. It was watching TV.
I get behind that.
Picking your nose, whatever it was.
I don't know, man. I'm anxious to hear that music. That'll keep me going. That's fine with me.
We love the score. Love the score.
Yeah, Destiny's Destiny 1 score is definitely it's I have a playlist called Epic, and it's on my Epic playlist, and it's all, scores from movies and video games and stuff like that, and Destiny is definitely on there. It's such a good score.
Oh yeah.
Dude, both of the trips to LA and Florida, I was gonna have some stuff on my phone because I do Spotify, so no connection, yada yada yada. Don't mess with the internet on the plane. So I get on my phone and I have the Rise of Iron soundtrack. So I listened to that theme over and over, and it never got old, man. The music is just so great. Like, it's just so good.
Well, we talked about it kind of earlier, but I think it's a great time to talk about Guardian Con this year. You down for that?
Yeah. I mean, that is at this point, it's basically my life's work.
Yeah, plenty to say about this.
Well, that being said, man, we had a ball.
Yes, I'm glad. I'm very happy. That honestly makes me very happy.
Yeah, and have to say as well, on behalf of our community, that we're very thankful that this is a thing, because it definitely provided a conduit for us to get a portion of our community in one place and have a chance to kind of celebrate with each other. And they I think had a great time. and we're looking forward to next year. So
yeah, just wait. We're waiting to get our group picture from one of our community members. We'll tag you in it. What would you say? There's at least
there's going to be like
40.
40 people in it. Yeah.
I saw the shower video on George's vlog.
That's
that
not all
crazy.
of us either.
Jeez.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
It was a good turnout.
Awesome.
So
thanks for that.
Yeah. With the stream, man, so y'all killed it this year, $1.2 million. Let's talk about that for a second.
Almost 1.3 when the dust is pretty much settled. I think we're done with. I think it's like 1.27 or 1.28. But it's we crushed the $1 million goal.
I mean, what is their response as that's happening, or even when it's almost completed? Like
St. Jude?
St. Jude, yeah.
Oh my God! They last year, before we even like had contact with them, other than my friend Kelly, who is part of the local Tampa chapter, they were watching us in Memphis and paying attention. They were like, "Wow, these random guys just raised over $500,000." Well, the community. I always make that mistake. Like, we just made the avenue for you guys to drive down. You took the car, put the keys in, and drove down. Like, we just. That's
Everybody
all we
knows
did.
what you mean.
Yeah, but so when they were like, "Wow, this is incredible." So we spoke to them afterwards, and they were incredibly thankful. Like, they brought a bunch of people out to Memphis in March, so we actually got to see the facility, which was a life-altering experience for me personally. I know for others it was, but I can't speak to the degree that it was or what they actually experienced. But for me, it literally changed my life, because when you see where your hard work goes into for the charity portion of what we do, it means more, and it gives you more drive, and the long-term conversation between myself and Professor Broman and Gathalion came into play. It's like, okay, what can this do in 10 years? Where can this be? What total can we get to, like $12 million in 10 years? What new incentives can we drive? How can we do this? What can we do to be, a GDQ in the space, but have our own community and our own outlook on the way this is going to play out and the way this is going to work? And we're surrounding it around this convention. Like, the long-term conversation became real after we saw, like, this means a lot. These people are nothing but thankful for what our community has done. So seeing this year then 1.2 whatever it is, 8 million, and this year St. Jude's directly involved. They're supporting it, and they're there at the event. It was even more camaraderie with them, and communicating with Zach, who's the dude in charge of Play Live, which is now their video game fundraising division, and Kelly, who works for Tampa chapter. That's our contact here, and just constantly talking with them this year throughout the entirety of the stream, and hearing about how people are so thankful there, and how we're, we joke, but we only ran the hospital for half a day. It costs $2.4 million.
No, I heard them say that.
Yeah,
$2.4 million to run St. Jude for a day. So we only ran it for half a day. And Professor Broman is relentless, and he's like, "That's not good enough. Like, I want to get to a day. I want to run it for multiple days." So, the long-term goal is there. As cool as it is to do that, it's like, we still have our work cut out for us. We're not done. I believe with the growth of Destiny 2, the community will grow, branching out and inviting other people into the space, despite what, the small minority in the community who wanted to just be their thing. Mm-hmm. I think us doing a division event this year was a huge deal, because it kind of said, hey, there's other stuff. Like, we have this positive community. Why are we going to hoard it to ourselves? Like, we can go out and we all play other games too. You're talking about your backlog. A lot of us come from Borderlands. There's other places that we can go, but the core will always be what we created with the camaraderie from the first ever Destiny Con in that packed bar, and then the first Destiny Community Con. That will always be the core. That will always be the heart. But to grow, and like maybe Anthem is a part of Guardian Con in 2 years.
Right.
Who knows?
Right.
Why would we shut the door
not?
on that? Why would we shut that door? That would be stupid of us to do.
Yeah.
So with the growth of Destiny going into Destiny 2, and we know it's going to happen, and more people are going to find out about this, we're just preparing for bigger and better things. we're moving venues. We're going to Tampa Convention Center. Fairgrounds was great to us for 2 years, but the Convention Center really puts us on the map with PAX and RTX and all these other conventions. And we may not be pulling the numbers that they pull, but for what the community did for St. Jude, and like you guys said, like this year was amazing by all accounts. Our PvP tournament was the first Destiny PvP event in front of a live audience.
It was so cool to watch that too. And when I say watch that, I mean watch the community watch them.
That's
live.
What I did. I wasn't watching the matches. I was watching the crowd.
The reactions, and it was so cool. So cool. And Guardian, I mean, it's just cool. GuardianCon was so fun, but at a very basic level, it was cool to be there, knowing how fun and the experience we were having, and then know right alongside the whole time that charity fundraising was going on. It's just it's a nice aura around the whole thing.
Yeah, it's definitely a feel good event, because it's like, wow, we just finished our stream where we raised a buttload of money for a great cause. And then on top of it, we're all here hanging out, having a good time in Tampa in the middle of summer, which I still don't know how we managed to get people down here, 90% humidity. But
we're used to it.
Yeah, you guys
the two of us.
Not the Canadians.
There's a lot of complaints from other people, though.
Honestly, they don't complain. Every security guard we deal with, every vendor, every person outside of the event that is a part of it comes to us and says, I've never met a group of people like this. I've never worked an event with a group of people like this. Apparently we are the nicest, kindest, respectful group of people that people have come across in this space, in the line of work. So to the community, the Derp fam, everybody out there, like, you guys make this awesome. Again, we simply facilitate, we set it up. You are the reason it's successful. You're the reason it's a positive boon to gaming in general. Honestly, we're really running with the narrative that gaming does good. That is where this is headed. And that's
a good thing.
Yeah, that I said it on the podcast, and I know Cyborg, you listened to it, but like ever since Tipper Gore, we've had nothing but Grand Theft Auto's bad, and this person did this, and this guy died doing a 24-hour stream. Like, when does the media come in and cover the good things that GDQ has been doing for years? When does the StackUp.orgs, like, who's covering those things? Nobody. So I think we, as the community and as the greater gaming community joins alongside of us, need to put that message out there. Like, it does good, and we need to stop pretending that all gaming is bad and wasted time. In that New York Post article the other day, just drives me nuts when it's like, there's so much good things happening.
Oh yeah. Yeah. So. Well, it's like any news that's missed about something positive. It's got to be so amazing it can't be ignored. Right. And the better it becomes, the more the more difficult it is for everyone to ignore it. And I think that's a great thing. Yeah. For all of gaming. Yeah. We don't have to be in the closet with this thing anymore. Nerds are cool now.
Yeah,
I've been for a while.
Yeah. So cool now. But I really just there's a small minority of people that are like, oh, should just always be us. And it's like, no, that's not how you grow a community. That's how you put walls up and say what we have is great and we have to protect it. No, there's so many people out there that have never heard of Twitch and what we do, and YouTube and the podcasts and the community and all these things that feed into it, that play Destiny, that are somehow, some way over the next 6 months going to come across stuff from Destiny 2 and discover Destiny Reset podcasts and figure out who, the so-and-so on Twitch is that's a streamer. Like, yeah, that's all going to take place in the next 6 months. And I think spreading that positive message and, just keeping up what we're doing. And it's not even just for St. Jude. Like, there's so many charitable things that happen in our community for
constantly
great causes. Like, again, StackUp.org. I love Steven and those guys. They do such great work. it's always a pleasure working with them too. So it's all about positivity, in my opinion. That's really the message of Guardian Con, and even like Rare Drop. Like that's where our heads are at, and that's the message we're trying to convey. As if we had to take an overall, elevator pitch, it'd be like we just want to spread positivity through, the magic and the charm of gaming.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
man, he fit right in with the Dirt fam.
You guys are doing a great job, man.
Yeah, I would say, man,
Stuff we can get behind.
Leading.
If you extend your vacations a little longer, I can stop by the mansion next year and get in the shower with you and stuff.
That works.
Without context.
We'll have to talk to him about that.
That's a great clip. I'm going to clip that.
I'm the king of no context.
Man.
Well, and you've kind of touched on this a little bit, but I'm just curious from, because I'm just a nerd, like looking at Guardian Con this year, what do you think worked really well and what do you think didn't?
The broadcast was probably the highlight of the whole thing. I didn't expect it to be that much quality. It was intense when I saw it for the first time. I was like, oh my gosh! Even I was blown away by what we had come up with.
Yeah.
Just I started to run out of budget money, so I couldn't do everything I wanted to in those side theaters.
Mm-hmm.
And next year I don't want them to be the afterthought. I do want them to be a focus.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like there's something that was missing from them that we could have added a little bit more value to that just wasn't there. But they went fine and everyone had a good time and it wasn't.
Absolutely,
bad,
yeah.
But I definitely could have improved that. Meet and greet. I feel like no matter what we do with meet and greet, there's always a line. No matter how we try and control it, no matter how we try and mitigate it, no matter what we do, there's always a line. But that's a good thing. That just means people want to meet people.
Yeah.
But that's really it. We had that issue with the line day one, but I got on the phone and Jordan got on the phone and we fixed that. And
yeah, that
day
went
two was
way
a lot
better day two for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
quick.
You yell a lot, you get your way. That's pretty much my event planning philosophy.
Squeaky wheel gets the grease, man.
Yep. So,
very nice, very nice. Okay, what was your favorite moment? That's pretty hard, probably, for the event.
I had 3. First was the PvP tournament. To just soak that in. Like I said, I was watching the crowd more than anything else.
Dude, their roars were throughout the entire.
It was
cool.
It was unlike anything I'd seen live. I'd seen like Overwatch, MLG stuff, and I'd never seen anything like that. That was incredible.
It is so fun to watch Destiny when you get to where you can just watch it like that. It is really neat to watch.
Lumi was putting on a clinic, and it was such a cool thing to watch.
Cyborg has referenced that clip already like twice now, I think, since the event.
Clinic. I was like, my jaw dropped when I watched, because I didn't see it live. I watched it back, and that was just crazy. The second would be Aiden, our little friend from St. Jude that came with his mom and was part of the keynote. Mm-hmm. I got to hang out with Aiden backstage a little bit, and to meet him. A kid who I don't know exactly what his sickness was classified as, but I know he was blind because something to do with fluid in his brain. To see this kid high on life and so happy to be at our event, and then I was like, "Are you ready to go on stage?" And he was like, "I'm so excited!" And he's like jumping, and I have to like walk away because I'm gonna start tearing up.
Oh man,
it was, oh man, like indescribable. And then I sat there. I didn't do much sitting because although I wasn't as busy as I was last year, I was walking around constantly to make sure nothing was on fire and no one was bleeding. But that was one of the things. I sat in the theater and watched because I felt it was important to, experience that for me personally. And there wasn't a dry eye in that room. There wasn't a dry eye watching at home, with good cause. Aiden's story is one. If you haven't watched it, we're going to slowly highlight every bit from Guardian Con and put it on the Twitch channel just so everyone knows.
Oh, great.
So you'll be able to watch Aiden's story back, the segment with St. Jude, the keynote. But if you haven't watched it, I highly suggest you watch it because it was it was so impactful and meaningful. And again, another example of why we're doing the charity stream before the event and why it's structured the way it is, and just incredible. And then my final favorite moment was the Jam Live. Good God, that was so much fun.
I saw a picture from behind you guys looking out. I mean, you guys had standing room. It was full.
I didn't expect that. And, I do forget the impact that Corey and Ben have in those situations. But people laughing at me, and it was so much fun to do that with an audience. Instead of hanging out in Corey's speakeasy, and it was an incredible experience. And it was last year I wasn't a part of the event. This year I was forced to be a part of the event against my will originally, but I was very happy that I actually did get to participate this year as opposed to last year when I was running around like a chicken without a head.
Yeah, cool. You definitely had a much calmer vibe about you over that weekend.
It was my Rare Drop staff, which is Jordan, who's our live stage manager, and Alex, who is assistant event director, Omni Waffle. Because I had worked with them for a year, I had more trust in them. When I have more trust in people, I give them more to do. When they have more to do, these two don't shy away. They execute 125%. And then we had volunteers that had worked with us the year before, and they were like, we got this. We know what to do. Don't worry about it. So I guess because we had gone through it once and now we were kind of no longer the test run, like now everyone kind of knew what they were supposed to do. It was pretty smooth. And like I said, I just walked around the whole room most of the day, making sure everything was good, make sure everyone had what they need, and putting out small fires. That was pretty much it. We
almost forgot though. You seemed very calm until you realized all the Sharpies were missing.
Oh God. Kill Cheriona.
Oh, that was priceless.
That was a funny moment backstage.
Because I tweeted about it. I said I bought 500 and some odd Sharpies. It's like we spent $300 on Sharpies.
Yeah.
And then like hour one, I was like, "Where's the box of Sharpies?" I'm like, "Good God, already."
Let me tell you, that silver Sharpie.
The silver
Everybody's
Sharpie
looking for that
was
silver Sharpie.
the unicorn of the weekend, man.
We're gonna get black, silver, and gold next year because I feel like no one used the colored ones. It's just those are the three.
I did end up using.
Well,
blue.
me and him picked up red and blue. That was ours.
We tried to slim the box up a bit once we realized it had been rummaged through with the other colors.
Yeah. So mad about the Sharpies.
Oh man.
Well, GuardianCon 2018, man. So July 13th through 14th, right? Tampa Convention Center. Can you tell us anything? I know this is early, but anything that we can expect for next year?
Expect a larger event. We've already been contacted. Rather than me having to go out and get in touch with people, we've been contacted by folks who desire to be a part of it now. I feel like Corey had the best tweet. I don't remember the exact verbiage, but year one was an accident. Year two was figuring it out or something like that.
Yeah.
But basically it progressed like next year is the year, or it's like it becomes itself, becomes what GuardianCon is. We branded it like that logo that we have is going to be the logo for years to come. It's not a one-off logo like we've done the last 2 years. And again, we branded it that way on purpose because we did want to put some separation between being a Destiny community event exclusively and being an event where anyone is welcome that just wants to do, good and positive things within the gaming space.
Right.
So we did that on purpose. I know people are like, oh, but the old logo represents more. Yeah, we know, but we wanted to expand, and that is the honest to God truth. And Twad spent a lot of time working on that logo and making it feel like it represented where everything was headed. But As far as what to expect, it's a much bigger space. There's going to be a different feel in the sense that it's a convention center, and it's not us building out a fairground. The fairgrounds to be what we need it to be. The convention center deals with what we're doing.
Yeah,
like that's what they operate as. So
right.
It's going to feel different in that sense. We still think it'll be the homey, chill, exactly what you guys described, feeling where you're just happy to be there and happy to be around people that you play video games with, maybe meeting for the first time, maybe you only see them when you come to the con. We still, we'll do everything to preserve that feeling because that's very important. As far as event proper, I can't say much. We're working on some stuff. The whole way the event will work will change a bit, not too much, but it'll change a bit. The best part and the part I'm the most excited about for people that are going, and you guys said, you partied hard the second night. You'll be in downtown Tampa next year. You will not be in the middle of nowhere off of I-4. So you will be, the venue is right next to where the Tampa Bay Lightning play. You'll be able to go down to Channel Side and hang out on the water by the bars. You'll be able to go into downtown if you want, and bars, museums, restaurants. Like, you're going to get the feel that you're at a convention in the downtown area where you can walk and go experience things and do that. So I'm excited for people to experience that because I feel like we've shoved them into like this weird part of Tampa off the interstate across from a casino that's literally the only thing to do within 10 miles. So I'm excited for people to experience the downtown experience of being,
that's great.
That's going to be fun. Yeah. Well, we can't wait. We know we will expect even more of our community to show up next year and experience the whole thing. And I think the dates you guys have chosen are really good. We just can't wait to see what it is. And man, a year passes by really fast.
Yeah, I mean, we're from the time we're recording this, we are literally a year away.
Yep.
It's crazy. Yeah, I'm the keeper of the vacation calendar in my department at my work. So we usually wait till at least January of the year before we start putting days down. So January 1, 13th to 14th.
Be this cordoned off, right?
You got to do the week after for Disney.
Right.
Right.
That's
Don't
right.
forget.
Family vacays.
I'll go ahead and block out a week and a half and then
there you
take
go.
a couple off.
You got to get your KMagic family vacation shirts, and then we're all going to go to Disney. It's going to be great.
Gonna be great. Awesome. All right, man. Well, thanks again for joining us, Kevin. We hope to see you again,
pleasure.
maybe before Guardian Con next year, although we love having you on for the post-mortem, and we should definitely do this again next year. You're always welcome on the show.
Hit me in like April.
Okay.
If you get me in April, you'll get me before Crunch.
Right,
if you get me before Crunch, you could have me on. But yeah, you asked, was it you? You asked me.
Yeah, I think we were trying to get you on,
and I was like, wait till afterwards, because it was like 4 weeks out.
Yeah.
And I get crazy. Like, even some other notable podcasts were like, hey, can we have you? I'm like, no.
You gotta work, man.
Like,
you gotta get it in,
Ask Gother, bro. Man.
Yeah, right.
So if you get me in like April, we could do a pre-con
hypecast.
And who knows, maybe I'll be so relaxed. I did keep peeking in at you guys doing your live show to see if you'd notice me, because we said backstage, we're like, if we see you, you can come up there.
Dude, we're in the zone,
peeking in. But yeah, you guys seem so focused, and
Well, we were extremely nervous because, as you can see, we've already kept you for 15 to 20 minutes longer than we told you, and we're like,
whatever.
An hour. How are we gonna do this?
Yeah,
man?
that was the main concern.
We did it though. We did
the
it.
The time. We were just trying to be on the ball,
I appreciate you sticking to the schedule.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you guys were coming up behind us, so
yes,
you can't run late behind the guy running the show.
Go back and watch it. You'll see us checking our watches.
Come up and you're gonna be like, cut it out, get off the stage.
It's funny because the sound guy came up to us because like it was day 2. You guys had gone a few of the other ones. He's like, all right, do you have like intro music? We're like, no. He's like, do you have like streaming? We're like, no. He's like, do you just need mics? We're like, yeah.
Yep.
He's like, Oh, wow. Okay. This is great.
Yeah.
So we did that, and then I had the idea to just play the jam music over the mic while we sat there and stared at them for 3 minutes that it runs. So Corey just picked up his phone when it was time to start, and he just held it to the microphone and cupped it.
Oh, wow.
And literally, we just sat there and stared at them for 3 minutes.
Did everybody get pretty hyped?
They didn't get it at first, and then like 30 seconds in, they're like, "Oh, that's the jam music.
Oh, yeah.
Oh wait, this is the intro."
Is the thing. That's great.
We have to. We didn't give a proper shout out to Crucible Radio's audio master.
Yeah, we had engineer Andrew.
Us. Yes.
Come in.
I don't think we did. I
can't remember.
Bird scared the crap out of me because like 2 days before he was like, "Hey, so we want to do this," and I'm like, "Why are you telling me this 2 days before the event that you want to do all this stuff?" And he's like, "Oh, but I'm bringing in my own engineer." I'm like, "Your own engineer? Why are you doing this 48 hours before we go live?" And he's like, "I'm not trying to start anything. I'm really just blah, blah." And then he explained it to me further. I'm like, "All right, okay, we can do this. We can do it." But I feel like I freaked out on him because the first thing was like, "Hey, I got some ideas for what we want to do."
Well, he's a consummate professional, and he's very much in the zone. We're hanging out a little bit before they're the first to go live in the podcast theater day one, and he's just back there in his special place, writing the script, taking notes, just in the zone, man. Like he was on top of it.
We should have snapped a pic of that.
But they were kind enough to loan us engineer Andrew to help us just make sure we could do what we wanted to do, and they kind of paved the way. Like, we thought we couldn't do what they did, and so we were like, well, they can do it, maybe we can make it work. Let's steal their engineer. So we got everything set up, and I mean, it went flawlessly. We could not be happier with how that went, and we're so appreciative of that opportunity. So again, thanks for that.
Appreciate it.
Hey, my pleasure.
Yeah.
You'll be there next year.
Well, thanks, man. Good to know.
Thanks so much.
So
you heard it here first.
Confirmed.
The only details he has is he's welcoming
that
Destiny
is the first
Reset back.
confirmed Guardian Con 202018 detail. Derp is going to be there.
Get Jordan to put it up on the website.
With that.
Put it on the website. Go ahead and put us up. Well, we got to let you go, man. It's late, and
for sure,
we don't want to take up any more of your time. Tell us where can everybody in the Derp fam find you?
Sure. On Twitter, I'm Kevin X Division. On Twitch, I'm KMagic101. I have an Instagram that I try and use. Mainly, my wife makes me use it for social media purposes.
Fancy.
But I never remember to put pictures up there. So
yeah.
It's KMagic101.
And then you've got like 2 podcasts, right?
So many projects. We got the Jam, which you can download on iTunes and any Android, podcast addict or whatever.
Yep.
Same, my other one, Worst Radio Show. They're both just 2 dynamic podcasts with big personalities aside from me.
Oh yeah,
that have just taken their own paths. So check both of them out. You might hate one and love the other. You might hate both. You might love both, but give it a whirl. And then I have a little project I'm working on Twitch. Guardian Outpost is helping me out a little bit with it. It's called 101 Sportsnet. I love sports. I love sports video games. And I felt like they were out of place on my main Twitch channel. So I created this twitch.tv/101 Sportsnet as a place for people that like sports, that want to talk sports, that want to hang out and just do the sports thing. They can go there. It's usually live like 2-3 nights per week.
Yeah.
And we have a Twitter's 101 Sportsnet as well.
Very cool.
Busy man.
Yep.
Awesome, dude.
I
Yeah,
try. I try.
Keep it up, man. I hope you keep your energy.
Me too.
Don't crash a bird on us. We need you staying alive. All right, man. Well, thanks again for coming on, and we'll be seeing you again soon.
Thank you, guys. Appreciate it.
All right. It was, of of course, great to have Kevin on. I'm glad I caught him this time around.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was looking forward to chatting with him this time on the
He's a
show
fun
together.
guest.
Yeah, dude, that was very fun. But I think it's time for some Dirt Fam discourse. What do you think?
Let's do it, man.
We got some stuff. We got an email this week?
We do. We have an email from a good buddy of mine, Chuck Likes Pizza. And I will read it, if you will oblige.
Yes, of course.
All right. He said, last night in trials, we got fed up and decided to pull a Durant. We couldn't beat them, so we joined them. Triple Sunsinger, all running double fusions, all running universal remote. We were emoting. We were teabagging. We got many cheap, skin of our teeth wins, and still being the worst of sports. We received hate messages galore. At the time, it was hilarious. We laughed hysterically for hours. It was funny because we're not these types of players in a normal setting. We're usually respectful players, sending GG messages post-game. However, I woke up today with regrets. We put so much negative energy into the universe. We hurt some feelers, for sure. My question to you guys, what do we have to do in order to place some balance back into the Aether? What is an appropriate penance for our inappropriate actions? How do we make it right? Is there something we can do, or was this just tipping the scales back for all the times we turned the other cheek? Thanks for everything. Chuck Likes Pizza. Forever, Sancho.
This is a good email.
What do you think, man?
First got it. Man, you know what? I'm guessing they probably teabagged.
Yeah.
If you didn't teabag, then I'd say this is all totally hunky-dory. But I'm not a huge fan of teabagging. I have teabagged myself, but it's been a long time. But I would say you're kind of acknowledging it. I think you can just move on. And I mean, way back in the House of Wolves days when Firebolts were amazing, we ran triple Sunsinger.
Yeah.
Firebolt. So
you don't think there's any penance due?
I don't think so, man. I mean, I'm sure that the only level of it would be the teabagging, but I don't think there's any. You don't need to place balance. You know, I think you're fine.
You don't think there's any karma that needs to be settled?
No, I don't think so.
All right,
that's
man.
just me though. That's just me. What do you think?
He's the lenient teacher, guys. I'm the strict teacher.
Here we go.
I think you need to balance the scales of karma, obviously, because you feel the same way. You already know what must be done.
He already knows the answer. He was going to get
must
from
be done. You need to go to the tower. You need to look through the gamer tags of the folks that are present. You need to find the youngest, most inexperienced guardian that you can in the tower, and you need to message them and ask them to join your party. And you need to take them on at least 3 trials cards and get the kids some bounties.
I like that. That's good. That's good.
Your penance.
I would say you need to do that if you do this for multiple weekends. If this was just a one weekend thing. No, that's good. I like that, Cyborg. I like that.
All right. I mean, they asked, so.
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying. Go help a kid out.
Good email.
Right. Yeah, thanks for the email, man. Dirt Fam Discourse is your chance to sound off. If you've got a question that you'd like us to sound off on, or a comment on the show, or a part of Destiny, or maybe you want to tell us about something positive that somebody's done for you in the community, send us an email, destinyresetpodcast@gmail.com, or a SpeakPipe, which is like a voicemail, speakpipe.com/destinyreset.
Do it.
Do it.
You know you want to.
Oh, yeah.
All right. It's time for Dirt Fam patron shoutouts.
Holla.
Let's just take a moment, dude. We dropped this in the notes. We have 30 Dirt Fam patrons now.
Dude, how awesome is that?
How amazing is that? Thank you guys so much.
Yeah.
We really appreciate it. We have a few more this week. A few familiar names. Got Turkey, Mixter15, Novembro, which I always want to say the other E, Novembero. And I feel you, dude. You got a 0 in there. I'm a fellow 0 in the gamer tag. And clarification for last week, we did just say Slick Nick last week, but we wanted to actually say your full gamer tag. It's XTDMX Slick Nick. Thank you guys so much.
Thank you so much, guys.
Really appreciate it. How can you become a Derp Fan patron, Cyborg?
So a Derp Fan patron is someone that has visited our Patreon page, which is patreon.com/Destiny Reset. And they are financial supporters of Destiny Reset podcast. For as little as $1 a month, you can become a patron of our show. Those dollars go towards primarily the production and back-end expenses involved in producing this lovely podcast. And then also things like future goals. We're trying to increase the production quality and the way that we produce the show and other things in the future like that. So if you feel so inclined and you have $1 a month to spare, we would love for you to become a patron.
Yes, we appreciate it. If you do become a Derp Fan patron, you will get your gamer tag on a section of our website.
Yeah.
And you will get a Derp Fam Twitter banner that is currently in the works. We have a few things in the works right now. So hang tight, current
it's being designed.
patrons. Yes.
It's coming at you.
We'll get you that Twitter banner. And early access to a periodic show that Cyborg and I will be doing, mostly non-Destiny related. It will go out to our patrons a little earlier and then ultimately to all of you. So
absolutely.
Yes.
All right, man. I have some random characters here in the show notes that I'm going to read out loud.
The notes. I don't know how this stuff got in here.
I'm not really sure. There's some kind of SIVA in the system. 6KKXFGNRD. Whatever that means.
Whatever.
All right.
That works.
Cool. I'm ready to bounce, man. You want to get out of here?
Yeah, I think we do the plug thing and go, right?
Oh, yeah. Where can people find you?
You can find me on Twitter at The Arrow Knight, Twitch and YouTube. It's Arrow Knight. What about you, man?
You can find me at Cyborg Sasquatch on Twitter and streaming live on Twitch.
Yes, dude. We're hoping, we're not 100%, but we're hoping you will see more of your derp hosts streaming some stuffs.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Twitch.tv/Cyborg Sasquatch. Yes. I'm live at least Tuesday and Saturday nights. We're talking about some Wednesday night co-stream wacky fun.
Yes. We're hoping to do a couple nights a week a piece and maybe a co-stream.
Yeah. Come drop a follow.
Hopefully you won't
out.
Get sick of us. Hopefully.
They would never.
Where can they find us, dude?
You can find us at Destiny Reset on Twitter or on the World Wide Web at www.destinyresetpodcast.com. That's your source for all things DRP, including links to subscribe to us on your podcast app of choice.
Dude, last week we didn't mention iTunes reviews at the end of the show, mainly because we didn't have any. And this week we don't have any either. We had like a crazy spurt of reviews and we really appreciate it. But guys, come on, give us some more.
Radio's silent right now.
Give us some more reviews.
Maybe there's just no new feedback.
Yeah, that's all right.
I have a hard time believing that.
We appreciate the ones we have.
Yeah, thank you for everyone, to everyone that's left an iTunes review. Those help us get seen by more folks on iTunes if they're looking for Destiny-related podcasts. So please come leave your honest opinion of the show, and we would appreciate that.
Yes, we would. Cyborg, I got a beta code for PS4 and Xbox, so maybe we can play a little of the beta together.
Dude, me too. We're going to do it.
Sweet.
Are you taking
fun.
off?
I'm not.
Oh.
Not any for the beta.
Tuesday night. Yep.
You are.
Tuesday.
Cool. That works. You going to stream it?
I will.
Stream some beta? Awesome. I'll watch from work. Right. If I can. Cool. Sounds like a plan, man.
All right, buddy.
All right, guys. It's that time. Until next week. Have fun playing Destiny, and take care, Guardians.